Okay, so I was able to get the new version of the DJI Fly app downloaded and log in using my profile. Now we're going to open it up here. We'll go ahead and turn the quadcopter on. Of course, we're indoors right now, so we're not going to be doing anything crazy. Just installing the actual updated Fly app doesn't complete everything. You have to do the firmware update within the app to the actual drone in order to be able to do those things. So that's what we're doing right now. I just hit download the latest Mavic 3 firmware, and it's doing it right now. So now when we hit Go Fly and we go to the options here, if I click on, say, Hyperlapse, yeah, there we go. So you can see it says set the shooting parameters for your hyperlapse, automatically shoot and create a hyperlapse video. All right, so Pano still says feature coming soon. Quick shots, feature coming soon. Master shot. Okay, it looks like master shots will work, but you have to actually be in the air to get it to go. Well, all of that said, I'm going to go out and do a little bit of testing on a couple of these shots. Try out the hyperlapse, try out the master shots, and see what other features it now has that it didn't have before. So let's go check it out. All right, so we're outdoors. We've got the Mavic 3 all updated on the new version of the app, and we're gonna go ahead and let it get some satellites. And once it has a few satellites, we'll go ahead and take off. Go ahead and spin it up. And yeah, always cars always make for an interesting hyperlapse. So let's see if we can do a hyperlapse. So we'll stop recording for a second. We will go to video, go to hyperlapse. Okay, now we can do a 10-second hyperlapse. And we're gonna tell it to do it in reverse order so that it starts there and comes here. All right, and it's going to take it 8 minutes and 12 seconds to complete this hyperlapse. Coming back towards us. So we're nearing the end of the hyperlapse, my first hyperlapse with the Mavic 3. One little trick with the hyperlapse too is if you're setting your waypoints, if you're setting 2 points where it's going to go from point A to point B, you can reverse the order so that when you set the point closest to you, you can make that where it ends up, not where it starts from. Because otherwise it would have come all the way back here, started from here and gone away, and then had to come back again. This way, I set a point right above us, I set a point a little ways over there, and then I told it to start there and come back. So now it's right above us as it's coming to a conclusion of this hyperlapse. It's got 8 seconds to go, 3 more frames, and then it will be done. So, very excited that I can now hyperlapse with the Mavic 3. Now it's actually synthesizing the hyperlapse, making an MP4 file out of it, and as you know, you can also have it record the photos themselves as RAWs or JPEGs or both, and you can tell it to save those so that if you want to improve the way that hyperlapse looks, you can actually take all those into Photoshop and manipulate them, do the color, all that stuff, and then create the actual hyperlapse in After Effects or Premiere using stabilization filters to get it even more stable. I'm curious to see just how stable it looks right out of the box though, straight off the drone. We've done our hyperlapse. Now let's try something different. Let's go up here and let's see if we can do any quick shots. All right, it says feature coming soon. So it looks like quick shots are not available with this release. Oh, manned aircraft detected. I'm gonna bring it down. I'm only 150 feet up, so I think we're okay. I'll bring it down to 40. Okay, so there's the water tower that I want to do a master shot of. I'm gonna go over towards it. Try to keep it in the center. And I'll go around. And now technically I could fly 400 feet over that water tower if I wanted to. Let's see, I lost it, there it is. All right, so I'm gonna go around it and I'm going to get right about here and I'll go up a little bit. And now I will go to master shot. And yes, we will select the water tower and hit start. All right, so it just completed the master shot around the tower, and now it is, it's actually, it played a little preview of the master shot over in the corner with some music. That was kind of interesting. Now this is a kind of sketchy place to do follow. There's power lines, there's tree branches, etc. I've used it around tree branches and it did a great job obstacle avoiding those. Not so sure how it's going to do with power lines, but if I were to come over here and draw a square around myself. All right, I guess I'm somehow in slow motion mode, so let me go back to normal mode. All right, so I'm going to do active track, tap go, and the aircraft will follow automatically. Okay, let's see how it does with active track behind me. Now there are some tree branches here. There are some power lines there. It went under them. I think it might have already been lower than them. We'll come over this way. There's a building here. Let's see if it figures out to go around the building. Yep, it's going around the building. There's a big sign right here. Oh yeah, it's going under that tree. Let me kind of go by this sign. And it's going around the sign. It's actually going that way to get around the sign. All right, now what happens if I walk under this tree branch? Okay. It went around it. Haven't touched the stick at all. And let's see what happens if I go around this tree. There's a branch up above it. And This one around that tree branch too. Wow. Okay. So I'm at 17% battery, so I got to land. I didn't realize how low the battery was. So let me stop the active track and go ahead and land it. That seemed pretty impressive. I mean, I wasn't going real fast, but it definitely avoided everything between here and there, being tree branches, signs, and more tree branches, and a few cables. Okay, so after installing the new version of DJI Fly, we were able to do a hyperlapse, we were able to do a follow me, and we were able to do a master shot, all with the Mavic 3. All things you couldn't do before this release. Now, it still doesn't let you do quick shots, so those things like dronies and asteroid and stuff like that, as individual things, you can't do those yet. It says coming soon. It also still wouldn't let me do a panorama, but I'm still excited that now you can do hyperlapse. It will follow you as well as it does, and it did a great job of following me, by the way, through quite a bit of obstacles without me having to touch the sticks at all. And then the master shots are always super cool. So those are big updates. I would definitely recommend, if you have a Mavic 3, to go out and get the latest version of DJI Fly so that you can do all those shots, and then wait for the quick shots and the panorama and a few other things to become available with the next release after this one. Love to hear your thoughts on the Mavic 3 and what it can do. Comment below and I'll be sure to reply. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Ready, Set, Drone.